Some time ago, back when I was learning about the symbolic nature of reality, I was walking downtown and I found myself in this heavy rain. You know, I was uh, I was I was caught by this heavy rain, and I tried to find some cover, and I got to this bus stop. I decided to wait there until the rain got a little lighter and all that. And in front of this bus stop, there was this big water puddle in front of me on the ground, you know. And as the rain fell, that puddle took my attention. Each and every one of us, probably once or even more times in their lives, have witnessed that phenomenon. When we see water falling from the sky, in this case rain, falling on water, but that really made me wonder. In that moment of contemplation, I found myself seeing that microcosm, that is the puddle of water, because when we see how the energy flows in the universe, we see that the circular form is actually a pattern in energy manifestation. That is, the form that the waves spread, they happen in a circular or a curve. That is something to think about, my friends, because when those drops of water fell and touched that other surface of water, it creates waves, it creates a vibration, and that vibration spreads on that liquid. But the thing is that when we multiply that phenomenon and we see that countless drops of water fall from the sky and they interact with each other, when the waves add up or make each one disappear, and in the same way happen with the energy in the universe. The water is just another form of energy, if we think so, because science knows that everything is energy. We have that data already. We have that information, and with that information, we can understand life a little bit more, if we can say so, because everything we see, everything we experience is based on, for example, the three-dimensional experience. And the three-dimensional experience is based on these measurements of reality. But when we go to energy, we see that it takes different forms, and those forms are what we see around us or in us. You know what I mean? And looking at that water puddle and those drops of water falling and creating that amazing and unique phenomenon that might seem trivial, but it's not. And in that moment, I understood something that I was studying back then about the persistence of the circular form in the universe. Now I see it very clearly, you know. Everywhere I go, everywhere I see it. Everywhere I look, I see that. the pattern that rules existence. And that pattern is so interesting that it happens also on, for example, on the emotional level. We are constantly shifting from one state, from one emotional state to another. And the same thing happen with the mind. We are constantly moving from one thought to another. It's an endless flow, an endless cycle of creation and destruction. And when we go back to energy, the same thing happens. Energy is always flowing, is always changing, is always transforming into something. That is interesting, my friends, because our limited perception of reality still allows us to see this kind of phenomenon. That is very interesting because we can all experience those types of phenomena. That is, every human being has the capacity to contemplate, to see beyond materiality, to see beyond the senses. But there has to be this non effort in the beginning. That is, to just let go and just be in the moment. And when I was at that bus stop, that happened. I was like I felt like trapped on that bus stop because of the rain. I didn't want to get wet and all. But then I had an opportunity to just watch those drops of water, those drops of rain, touch the surface of the puddle and create this unique phenomenon that is a microcosmos of everything, of how everything happens, of how energy interact, how waves and vibrations happen, and how beautiful that is. When we take it to a scale, an universal scale, we can have a glimpse of the universe. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is that the mandala, the circle, is an opportunity for us to look at ourselves, to look at the universe around us, and see how it talked to us. The universe talked to us through symbols, through images, through feelings, through everything we can experience. After all, everything is mandala.